I'm Kai Graham from the Mind Model, and I want to talk to you today about stress, how we can understand it a little bit more so that we can deal with it a little bit better. Do you ever find yourself overreacting? I don't know, someone cuts you up in the car, or the printer jams, or whatever, and sometimes it's the little things in life that just tip you over the edge. Our brain is made up, really, it's sort of two parts. The front bit is the conscious mind, the bit that we're aware of, the bit that sort of does the processy bit, our thinking bit. And that sort of takes up about 10% of the sort of operations. The 90%, the big bit, is the unconscious mind. And I sort of call that the supercomputer of our brain. It deals with all the other bits, and it's actually the important bits. Deals with your hormones, deals with your breathing, a lot of the things that are just happening automatically without us even thinking. But it also stores all the information, which is really quite important. It's the memories and the events that have happened to us in the past, and our beliefs, be they negative or positive. And that's quite big, because that affects our future behaviour. Our values, what we stand for, what we believe in. And all this information is stored by I guess the admin clerk. If it's being stored, we can relate it to a filing system. And the admin clerk is the unconscious mind, which actually, the majority of the time, deals with everything pretty well, until someone cuts us up, or the last straw that breaks the camel's back, and then it sort of all gets a bit messy. The admin clerk, the unconscious mind, is quite an emotional being. It stores this information, and usually, as I said, it does it okay. If you sort of take, for example, if we all went to a Dolly Parton concert, for example, if I took my family there, my mum, my brother, my husband, my 2 kids, me, we would all witness the same thing. We would all witness the same event. But I tell you what, we'd all come away with very, very different views. My mum would probably think, well, she's doing all right for her age. Didn't she do nicely? That was great. My husband would definitely go, Mike would go, not interested, really don't like that sort of music, thank you very much. Jack would probably be equally as negative, because he would sort of think, well, no light show, not terribly much, no, not really very impressive. Sort of Alice might have thought, well, I saw her 2 years ago at Glastonbury and she was miming then, So depending on what our previous experiences have been, be it of concerts or Dolly Parton full stop or country music, we are all forming our own opinions. And therefore, each person's unconscious mind is storing this information about that event in different folders. Sort of Jack might have stored it into the waste of time, really don't go to one of those again. Whereas my mum might have sort of said, oh, how lovely, I had a day out with the family and I'd love to do that again. And so it's emotional, it's very, very subjective. And this is how the unconscious mind operates, which is fine. But what happens is, when we get overloaded with information, millions of pieces of information we are subjected to every single day, be it the humidity of the air, the colour of the curtains, the tone of voice on a phone call, whatever, all this information is stored for future reference, because the unconscious mind can then draw on that experience. And this is what happens also when we've got too much information and our unconscious mind starts getting stressed. It's used to putting all these pieces into nice little folders and sort of keeping it all sort of very well organised. What happens though is, when too much information is thrown at us, the unconscious mind basically sort of loses a bit of control, and well, throw that piece of information for later, I can't deal with it now, don't know what I'm doing, I can't deal with it, and we'll just put it in a bucket over there for deal with later, and it gets very, very stressed. And that's when we overreact to either being cut up or in a car, or getting a parking ticket, or the printer jamming, or whatever. So how do we deal with that? How do we just say stop? We need to get control back again. Well, that's basically what you do, is you just put the brakes on. And remember that the unconscious mind actually, as I said, is emotional and rather subjective. And so we need to nurture it. We need to look after it. We need to tend it. And it needs reassurance. So when you feel that you're being overwhelmed with everything, everyday life, it's a matter of going, just stop. And let's look at our filing system, which has gone out the window. And let's look at all the tasks that we've got. And you can do this by curling up with a cup of tea on the sofa, or writing a to-do list. And, you know, it's totally up to you. But it's just a matter of taking stock and saying, stop. What's happening and what do I need to do? And you'll start looking at these, what's on your to-do list, and what you have to deal with, and these pieces of information. And a lot of it, you'll realise, is not really very important. And the dry cleaning can be collected tomorrow, and it's not the end of the world. And okay, our picnic was cancelled, but we can go at the end of the week. Or that client had legitimate reasons for cancelling an appointment, you know. And it's just not letting everything overwhelm us again. The thing is to look at these pieces of information and establishing, do they need dealt with now, or can they wait? Or actually, can we just shelve them because they're not important at all? So I guess it's prioritising what's important for you, what you need to do in order to operate today, what can wait till tomorrow, what actually doesn't need to be dealt with for at least another couple of weeks. And it's just getting that control back again. And it's important just to understand that some tasks are urgent and some tasks are necessary. And the important ones are the ones really that should be dealt with, not the urgent ones. That's worth remembering. And so it's just getting some semblance of order back into your filing system, reassuring the admin clerk that everything's fine again. Because it is a brilliant piece of, our unconscious mind is so highly tuned, but sometimes it does throw its teddy out the cot, and that's when we need to just regroup and be kind to ourselves and just reassure the unconscious mind that actually we're back in control again. And that might just need nudge with a cup of tea or a glass of Pinot Grigio, whatever floats your boat. But it's just prioritising and removing the emotion, I guess, just so that our unconscious mind can understand, right, we're back in control. And that helps us with the stress levels, and it helps us calm. So I guess the thing is just to slow down, to prioritise, remove the emotions, and just let the admin clerk, the unconscious mind, just let it know that we're back on track, that we're back in control. That's actually all it really requires. I know it's very oversimplified, but you know, I've got an online course coming out in the autumn where I'm dealing with various issues, and one module is all about stress. So I'm going to go into it in a lot more detail, but. So, you know, what I have said is sort of quite simplified, and we will go into sort of various strategies and how to deal with stress. But I think the thing is just remembering to slow down, remembering to be mindful, remembering to be current, to be present with what's going on at the minute. The past is done, the future's not here yet. So it's just a matter of concentrating on the here and the now. And just reassuring the unconscious mind that everything's okay. So thank you for listening. I'm Kai Graham, and I look forward to speaking to you again. Thank you.